Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Ready Set Grow Show. Hope you're having a great evening today. And we are continuing our series on helping you make social media easy.
Mhm.
And you're thinking to yourself, could that be ever possible?
Yes, it can. I'm learning. I'm learning. We did the co-schedule last week,
Mhm.
which was phenomenal. And when I say I'm learning, yes, I know the technology, but now I am ready to automate it because I need to free up my time. And I don't want to sit in front of the computer like I have for a while, learning. Now I can create and schedule it and walk away and go do whatever I want to do. So we are
Exactly.
continuing that aspect of it, and I'm loving it.
And automation is a really fun part. I think maybe I get that like for automation from my engineering brain. It's like I just want to see, okay, how could we put this into a process and then hit go?
And maybe that's why, gosh, 4 years ago is when I came on to learn technology.
Mhm.
And probably almost 4 years ago, somebody said, "Oh, you need Aweber. Oh, you need this." And I'm like, okay. So I jump right in. But that part didn't come easy for me. Now I know that I am ready for it and I need it. And that's one reason why we're doing this series, because you might be ready for it also and not quite sure. But my brain, being a nurse's brain, does not work on auto. Yes, I guess in a sense it does, because I know a procedure to help a patient or do things like that. But
Mhm.
I'm the human doing it. We're teaching you the machines doing it.
Exactly. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't need human input. Okay. So,
Right.
yes, you need some human intervention, but the saying that you have to be everywhere in your business, you have to be everywhere on social media. And sometimes you're like, I remember Deb was talking about 4 years ago. I remember 8 years ago when I came on, and they said you need to be everywhere, you need to have a presence everywhere. And I thought to myself, how can I sneak away from work to post on Facebook, to post
Right.
on Twitter, to post? I just didn't know. How was I supposed to do all of this? And back then, you needed a lot more content than you need now. All right. Maybe now you don't need to automate, but you can because you don't need to post that much. All right. But I learned automation really quickly because I couldn't take time from work. I couldn't be taking time from work when I was working. And then after I left work, I had the babies. It's
Yep.
like,
Yep.
what you gonna do? So we're gonna be talking about, we left off with co-schedule. Now you saw Deb going through co-schedule. She had connected two profiles, social media profiles, and she shared, we were syndicating her blog posts, all right, through um we were syndicating her blog posts through, my goodness,
Co-schedule.
my brain. Right. Right. Left brain, not moving as quickly. Right. So so what we want to show you today, I just want to make sure this is still right. So what we want to show you, just where we left off, all right. And I'm going to share my screen really quickly here. Now, Deb, you need to confirm that you're seeing the co-schedule screen.
I am.
All right, great. So on the co-schedule screen, so we just left off sharing Deb's blog post. But guess what? You could also share posts. All right. Now, this is inside of my co-schedule, and this is what my calendar looks like for the week. All right. And you're going to see it maybe just up to the week. All right. Because things change, things
Mm-hmm.
happen. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But what you will see there as you go through is these are other just posts that are going to go out on my social profiles, right? So co-schedule also allows you to schedule social messages. Once you have them created nicely, you know what text you want to put in there, etc., etc. What we're going to be talking about is a few other options, all right? Because co-schedule may or may not be in your budget right now. Okay.
Right.
And we're going to jump into one that was actually recently introduced to both Deb and myself. Brand spanking new. I just literally 5 minutes before this live connected my profiles, literally. Okay. And it's called
I witnessed it.
And it's called Metricool. Okay. Now, brand new. And I'm going to say that even though I don't know much about it, what I can say from what I'm seeing is that it's great for that entry level solopreneur. So you just woke up January 1st and you said, I'm going to start a business. Guess what? Most people who start a business don't have capital. Here's a great tool for you.
Right.
Because this one, unlike, we have a lot of freemium models out there for a lot of tools. You can get free up to a certain point. You get free up to a certain number of profiles. You get free for 2 months, free for 2 weeks, whatever the case may be. And then you have to kick in those dollars. And that's before you have started earning, right?
Yeah.
So this one allows you to have one brand, which you probably have, just one brand right now, because you're now starting off. And you could connect all your social profiles to that one brand. Okay. So you could connect your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter. You can't do LinkedIn. Sorry. You're going to have to upgrade to premium. We saw that. Deb, I saw the pop-up. Become premium.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
No, thank you. Not right now.
Not right now. You could connect Pinterest. You could connect your YouTube, which I haven't done yet. And guess what? You can even connect ad accounts if you want to. Right? Maybe you're not ready for that yet, but you could connect quite a few apps here, and you can even connect your website so that you could view the traffic, see what comments are on your blog posts, etc., etc. All right. Great tool, freemium. It's not, well, it is a freemium model. Metricool is the name. All right. Now, as we said, I literally just connected these things 5 minutes before this video. So
can I ask a question real quick here?
Yeah,
because
sure.
this is new to me too. I don't see Tailwind. That's a scheduler in its own. Never mind.
Yes.
That was a silly question. Sorry.
No,
strike that.
So that is interesting because the next one we're going to talk about is Hootsuite. Now, way back in the day, and because you asked about Tailwind, I'm going to jump to Hootsuite, and you're probably wondering, why are we talking about Hootsuite if she just mentioned Tailwind? Well, the interesting thing about Hootsuite is that back in the day when I first got on to social media, right, I used to use Hootsuite. And I used Hootsuite for a long time. And you see, I still have one profile connected there, right? But I don't have a lot of profiles. Now, the thing is, when I wanted to post Pinterest, I had to connect Tailwind inside of Hootsuite. So they had this sort of like, what they call that? A collaborative agreement where we could use the Hootsuite scheduler, but it has to pass through this service called Tailwind. Right.
And that's and that also is kind of like Tailwind with Pinterest. When you create a pin, you just put your mouse on the pin and this little, the wings, I guess,
yes,
I'm not quite sure what they're called, pop up, and you click that and it takes you to Tailwind and you can schedule there your pins.
Right. Yeah. So that was one of the things that was interesting for me that back then, all right. Now, again, all schedulers, they're similar in that you can add your social accounts, okay? So you could come in here and add your accounts, and it's probably going to tell me that I don't have enough, I don't have the level plan to add anymore, all right? But you can add all of these accounts. So your basic accounts, your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Pinterest. Now notice there are a few, they're less than what Metricool has, but every one of these has its own, shall we say, core discipline. Hootsuite is great for seeing that dashboard. You could create posts, schedule posts, and you could see the dashboard at a glance, how you want your post to go out, okay? Hootsuite was also great for Twitter. Back in the day, I loved Twitter. And then, you know, the interesting thing is the way Hootsuite was designed, this cute little tool called TweetDeck came around.
Why not add another one? What the heck?
Why not add another one? So, you know, I was happy doing all my posts on Hootsuite, scheduling them out, looking at the, what you call it, the, this is what, no, that's advertising. It was streams, right? So you could have added different streams and you could see, you know, what's going on each profile, okay? You can't really get the visual because I don't really have anything connected there. Sorry. I mean, unless let's just go and connect something to show our beautiful audience, right? So I think I'm logged into Facebook, you know, and it goes through all of these little things that you have to verify and verify. And I think because I have one profile connected, it may tell me that I can't connect anything more. So we'll see. Fingers crossed, right? But connecting your profiles is like the easiest part. You go and you connect your profiles. And when we say connect your profiles, we mean, right. Okay.
Did you
Let's
catch
go by
that?
another
It
one.
happened very quickly. All she typed in were like 2 letters or 3 letters and it popped right up. So that kind of helps save time too.
Yes. So I don't know what this means because it's saying it's owned by somebody else. I don't know what that
Oh,
means.
are you under another name with that?
Let's see if I could, I don't know. Unless it's because it's inside of my business manager, that could be why.
Oh,
So
yeah.
let me try this other one. And if you've reached your free plan network limit. So because I had one already connected, we've reached the free plan. So I can't add the other one. All right. So unfortunately, and we even had some of these groups there at one point in time. So unfortunately, I can't add any more. But what we could do is, for example, we could come here and put this timeline. Looks like the social account has been disconnected. Oh dear. Bad examples today, guys. Sorry about that. So what we're going to do is demonstrate what Hootsuite looks like in TweetDeck. So TweetDeck is another one of those lovely tools that you could schedule only Twitter posts. By the name, you may have guessed, it's called TweetDeck. So you could schedule Twitter posts. And the way you build this view is by adding what I was trying to build in Hootsuite, and we call them the what you call them, the feeds. All right. So you could come in here and you know what you want to see. So do you want to see notifications? Do you want the home feed? Sorry, that's what it is. Okay. So you could add different feeds. They just make it nice and simple and call them columns. Hootsuite calls them feeds. All right. So I could come in here and I can add a feed and I want to see messages on this account. Well, right now there are no messages, but if I add the column, I'm going to see a column come up here for messages. So if anybody messages on Twitter, it comes right here. I don't have to actually go into Twitter, right?
And then you get a notification somehow to know that you need to come in there to look?
In TweetDeck. So unless you
Yes.
have it on your phone or something like that, yes, but you have to come to, so basically this is kind of like your dashboard, and that you will come here and this is up and it keeps running. It keeps running. So if I were to switch accounts, because I'm not very active here, right? But you could switch accounts here. I'll just do, right, that's the profile. And you can add different, so let's say you want to add search terms, all right? You want to add a search.
And one thing, as she's talking, like she says, she's not very active here, but she has it. And when I was learning, I was told to be everywhere. And I was not on Instagram, I was not on Twitter, and I really didn't want to be. And to this day, I really don't want to be, at least right now as I'm speaking. That may change tomorrow or down the line. But what you do is, so you can be everywhere, you create an account. That doesn't mean you have to be there. But what you're going to do is on the schedulers that allow you to have more than one or two, you can schedule your posts or your information, whatever you're doing, for Twitter, Instagram, and you don't have to, like I say, you don't have to be active there. So I thought, okay, I can do that. So that's what I have done. So I am prepared to be everywhere. So people think, although I just told probably the world.
That's what we call marketing secrets. Okay. So
Yeah.
as you grow, you're gonna learn these things. All right. So fear not.
Yep.
It's okay. All right. So TweetDeck is that platform that allows you to connect your Twitter accounts, and you could connect as many Twitter accounts as you want. All right.
Okay.
So
Do
you
we
could be
have
able.
we have a McAfee that just popped up. Is that you or is that me?
That's probably you. Let me just pause this.
Okay. There, it's gone.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, and then the other, so we're looking at, we've seen schedulers where you could post anything, right? You could post as many profiles as you want. We've seen schedules where you could post as many profiles as you want. And likewise, Hootsuite. TweetDeck came down to those posts that belong to Twitter. You could only manage Twitter. Well, guess what? Tailwind, as we mentioned before, is similar to that. And Tailwind works together primarily with Pinterest, but most recently with Instagram, right? So, Deb, you're still seeing my screen, right?
I am, yes.
Okay, great. So, Pinterest, you would again want to connect your Pinterest to Tailwind. You have to give Tailwind all of the rights, etc. And then what you will see is very similar to all the others. You'd have a nice little calendar here, and you have all these pins that are scheduled. Now, in a previous training, we've talked about this, right? We've talked about, and I'm just going to stop share for a second so we can actually talk. But in a previous training, we've talked about the blog, your blog, syndicating your blog. Tailwind allows you to syndicate to one of these social platforms that you need to have your blog everywhere on that platform, because that's how you're going to get people to your website. Right. Apart from Google, Pinterest is the second highest search platform there is next to Google. Okay. Yeah. And Deb knows that, because when Deb writes a blog post, Deb makes sure that the first thing that gets done is it gets
a pin. Yes. And I had so much fun. I love creating my pins after I've written a blog. But when I first started writing my blogs, I didn't know to do that. It's like, okay. And so it's just and everything falls in. So if you are like, oh my gosh, I can never do this, I was there. Hillary was there a lot longer ago than I was.
I was still there.
But it all falls in, and that's why we're taking these just step by step. But it is so much fun. But when you do a blog, you want people to read it. Well, how do you get it out there? With a pin. And like Hillary said, Pinterest is the second largest search engine for people.
Yes, definitely. All right. So let's jump back into the share. really quickly because I don't know how much time we've been on, right? So this is the last one we're actually going to talk about because the last one, it's Instagram only. And we've talked about Twitter only. We're going to talk about Pinterest. Okay. And this scheduler allows you to do Instagram as well. Now there are Instagram only schedulers out there as well. It's called Later or Latter, depending on how you pronounce the word. Okay. So we're just going to mention it here, but we're not going to kind of give you an overview right now of it because
Right.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
All right. But we're definitely going to show you Tailwind because Tailwind is important in terms of syndicating your blog as well.
Mhm.
All right. So if we go back, all right, so basically what you will see is for every blog post that you create, you want to create at least, at minimum, 3 pins.
Mhm.
Okay. And there's nothing wrong with putting pins on boards more than once. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you're doing that, it may be nice to have a different image.
Right.
All right.
Right. And that's what I do. When I'm creating my pins, I actually create 3 pins for each blog. And I may just change the background color, or I may do the whole different thing. It's fun to get in there and create. But it's okay if you have, like I say, Pinterest wants fresh pins. And I have heard and found out that even if you just change the background color, they consider that a fresh pin.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I didn't even know that. All right. So this is my tailwind from this month so far. All right. And I don't know if I could actually do yeah, it just comes up. It's week by week. So it does it week by week. So right now, today we're on Wednesday and we've got a few more pins out there. So that means I got to get to work on pinning a few more things, right? But you can see that some of these pins, and the interesting thing about it is that I actually saw it. Get the latest access, get the latest access. These 2 pins, I believe, go to the same website link. Sign up and get access here. All right. But you notice they're slightly different. Okay. You can reschedule this one. Okay. So what I really like about Tailwind, and truth be told, I have this done, but yeah, that's not me. All right. But truth be told, it's out here. All right. The #1 course to help you build your online business. That's an affiliate link. Okay. And guess what? You could now go ahead and reschedule it. Now, as Deb said, you want to have fresh prints every once in a while. But if you don't have a lot of time and you've created those 3 pins, all right, for an offer or for a blog post, and this is what I love also about Pinterest, they know that people are coming there to sell, right? We know that. So they have no problem with you putting affiliate links on their platform. They have no problem with you putting products to sell on their platform because why else are you there? Not to sell something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So you want to be able to come in here and load your pins. Now, what I like about this is Pinterest, right? Inside of the platform, you also have the ability to go in and create. Okay. And what you will notice is up here is where I have Pinterest, but I could easily click a button and switch to my Instagram. Okay. And you'd be able to see now the Instagram is a lot. Right. So let me just show you the scheduling. So what you will do in Pinterest is you'll come up here, you'll upload your images. So if you create your images in Canva, you create them somewhere else. All right. You can pull them up here. Now you do have the ability to use stock images, but try and be a little creative. We've done a whole video on Canva. Okay.
Right.
You come in and you put your links in, your text, which is going to be like the description, the title, right? And then you've got your branding here. So in case you don't have a specific logo, you want to also make sure that it always goes to your website. You
Yeah.
can't pin anything on Pinterest without having a website. So it's always a great idea to put the website in there one time.
And that's where you want people to go anyway, is to your website, because it's yours, remember? You own it. And so
You,
you're going to have all your goodies there, whether it's products you're selling, services you're selling, just your blog posts or whatever. So yeah, you want them to go back to your website.
your website, exactly. All right. So you will come in here and upload your images, set everything up, and then you just schedule. You just set the date and schedule. All right. Now, what you will see in drafts, if I have any in drafts, I don't think I have any drafts right now. I have drafts on Instagram. Okay. So once you've created your pin or created your post for Instagram, it comes into drafts, right? And you would leave the drafts here until you're ready to schedule. So for example, if I wanted to go ahead and put this on Instagram, I'd need to come in and put in the caption. All right, let me just close this off. I'd need to come in and put in the caption, and countdown to Christmas doesn't make sense because we're
Well,
we're
it
in
could,
January.
but
Yeah,
it'd be
long
quite a
countdown,
wait.
really long countdown, right? And then you can also hit the auto. You're gonna write in your caption there, and then let Tailwind auto post for you. Okay. Now you can do the smart scheduler and select any one of these days. Okay. That's important. So the same thing would happen with Pinterest if you're doing it on Pinterest. Okay. You will come in there, create your drafts, and then you have to schedule it. All right. So the process is pretty simple. You create your images, you create where you want it to go, and then you go to your drafts and you schedule it, everything out. Right.
Right,
And I
right.
think it's really simple because what you can do. So let me just go back to home, and we can see the calendar for. I wanted to just show the one pin for Instagram, but right here we go.
And
It
if you're
wasn't
really starting to spaz out, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to remember all this. I don't know. You've got our YouTube video to go back to and watch it, and then go do it and come back and watch and
that.
whatever. So you've got this. So
Yes.
don't panic.
Don't panic. Don't panic. It'll be all right. We got you. All right. So last thing we're going to show is, so again, the same process with Instagram. You're going to upload the images and you're going to create a post, save it to your drafts, and then you go into your drafts and then you start scheduling. And if you've noticed over here, it shows pins, stories, or things for your feed. Okay. So depending on where you want to focus, like if you're just somebody who's just wants to get content out there, just send content out. Metricool looks like an easy option. I don't know much about it yet, but it looks like an easy option. CoSchedule as well is one where you can get all your things out there. TweetDeck, unless you're only on Twitter and you're totally focused on Twitter, that's TweetDeck. Tailwind is a happy medium between your Instagram, your Pinterest. And if you notice on some of those screens, you also saw that we could auto post to Facebook. I don't know if you noticed that, but you could auto post when you go into drafts to schedule. All right. Down here at the bottom, you saw how you could auto post to a Facebook page. So if you're really, really lazy and all you want to do is post to Instagram and Pinterest, and then you just click this button to post to Facebook and it's off, right?
No. We're not lazy. We're very busy people. That's why we are learning automation.
Automation, all right? Automation, right? So this has been, I know this has been a very long session today.
Actually, the last couple have been, but we want you to learn it. And like I say, you've got the video. Don't panic if you can't remember once you pull whatever we've taught you, CoSchedule or Tailwind or any of the things that Hillary showed you tonight. You've got the video right there. And so just watch the video to the part that you need and go and do it. And then come back and watch and go and do it. It's really that easy. So
That
don't
easy.
panic. Mhm.
Yes. All right. So hope you had a great day today. Wonderful training with you. I'm glad that you were able to join us. And I want to just say that this is one of the most important parts of social media made simple. Yes, you have to
Yeah.
get your images, you have to syndicate your blog, but automating those posts, that's what's really going to make it super duper easy.
Right. And that's when you start to get the lifestyle of what you wanted when you brought your business online, is the automation. So yeah, it just makes it so much simpler and gives you so much more time.
More time. Yeah. All right.
Mhm.
So have a great evening and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.